Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we are going to be unboxing and taking a look at Outer Rim Unfinished Business, the first expansion for Outer Rim. I know a lot of you have been really excited about this. I'm going to show you guys the back of the box. We're going to take a look at everything that comes in here and also give you, some of my initial reactions to some of this. I do have a gripe right off the bat, but I'll get to that in just a minute. If you are new here to the channel, we are still giving away a Shadow Collective core set in the form of a $70 Amazon gift card. If you want to have a chance to enter to win that, you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. I want to hear some of your favorite characters to play in Outer Rim. So we have this expansion a little bit early due to Star Wars Celebration having it available. But before I open this thing, I do want to just bring your attention to a gripe I have, and it's a minor gripe, but this is more of maybe a nitpick than a gripe. It's that the box is not the same size as Outer Rim, right? It's noticeably smaller than Outer Rim, so that means when you put it on your shelf, it's not gonna like match up. Like, right, Outer Rim is like a 12-inch by 12-inch square, right? Or actually, I'm sorry, like 11 3/4 inch by 11 3/4 inch square. Whereas Outer Rim is a 10-inch by 10-inch square. So it's not gonna, like, if you're just, I don't know if it's an OCD thing or what, but I do like, for my games to sort of kind of match up, and this one's gonna be like that. I'll show it to you like on the shelf when it's all done. But like this is I don't know. That's a little gripe. Again, it's not about the content of the game, but boy, wouldn't it have been nicer if it was the same size as the base game so you could actually stack them together. Fortunately, the plus side to that is that I can probably put everything inside the main box and not have to worry about the expansion box at all. Although some people may really not want to throw away an expansion box. It depends on your storage situation. So we're gonna get this thing out of the plastic wrap. This came out about 2 months early at Star Wars Celebration. So I was very fortunate to be up there. A big thanks to Asmodee and Atomic Mass Games for making that happen. That was a pretty cool experience. It was the first time I think I've ever gone to a convention as a attendee. It's always kind of been where you go to work, or I go to work, and this time it was not to work. It was just to be there. So we have our, I gotta, hold on. I've got to see it. Where is it? I'm looking on old playtesters. Look at that, that's me. Oh. So, of course, I wasn't able to talk about this earlier, but it was cool to see a game that you helped playtest to finally come out. So very cool stuff. All right, so we've got some new stuff in this particular game. We've got some new end cap pieces. We got some new characters. We got a new color type of character. Look at all of these. We've got Ahsoka Tano here. We've got Boba Fett, Bosk, Chopper, Dr. Aphra, Enfys Nest, Jinner, so IG-88, Han Solo, Ketsu Onyu, and Lando Calrissian. And of course, we have our new player standees also, and our end caps. And I guess some extra regular tokens and some extra credits as well, which is okay. That's fine and good. We got all those. But these are the new external pieces to go on the end of the space line. And we're going to take a look at these here. So these are basically, you've got your trailing core and your spinward core. And they're also going to have their own, these are going to go on the end caps to replace the other end caps that just had your patrols. But these are going to allow you to be able to try and go across, like basically through the galaxy and kind of jump to the other side. But it's not always going to be quite that easy to get to the other side. And now on the back sides of these, they are just blank, so you're going to have to run them this particular way. There's going to be cards for these as well, and we have a lot of cards to look at in here. We also have our standees we've got Dengar, we've got Enfys Nest, we've got Chrysanthemum, who I believe is going to be called Black Chrysanthemum in here, because I believe this was definitely made before Book of Boba Fett. And it's an interesting thing. You can always kind of tell with a character like Chrysanthemum If he's out there as Black Chrysanthemum, it's inspired by Chrysanthemum from the comics, and if he's out there as just Chrysanthemum, he's going to be more inspired by the Book of Boba Fett, the live-action Chrysanthemum, which is very, very interesting. But we've got Chewbacca, we've got Hondo Anaka, and we've got Maz Kanata, and we've got everybody's favorite space mom, Hera Syndulla. All going to be playable characters here, and of course we've got just regular other cardboard over there. We've got these. I'm not 100% sure what these are right now. There's favors. That is a new thing that you can do. These might be to indicate that you've given somebody your favor. Basically, you can do a favor for somebody and kind of let them borrow a skill or something like that. Well, we do have more dice. These are not going to be legal in X-Wing games anymore. Because the new rule says you can only use regular X-Wing dice. So, now granted, that's only for official tournaments, and I don't really think from a lot of events anybody would really give you a hard time if you used these, but these are pretty cool. And so it's like an extra 3. So if you've already got your basic Outer Rim game, you've now got 3 more. And of course we get the standees for all of the players. Now we've got a bunch of cards, and we've got, don't forget to look underneath. It's one thing with Fantasy Flight games, always look underneath. A lot of times it's empty, but I think it was, what was it? It was another Asmodee. It was a Marvel Crisis Protocols core set. There was stuff hidden under there. A lot of people were confused, and a lot of people accidentally skipped over. So we are going to look at all of the cards. We also have new ships. And we've got, oh yes, I believe these are the new end game conditions, the like the legacy or whatever that is they're calling these. And these are, so basically these are different ways that you can win the game. But it means that you can't just win all of a sudden. You'll have one of these kind of given to you, and basically you might be, trying to, your victory condition might be to be a crime lord. And normally when you would win Outer Rim, you would just, you would win, you'd have that much fame and be over. But now once you get the amount of fame, now you're eligible to complete this. And so it'll kind of give you maybe a guide of a way that you might want to play throughout the entirety of the game. They are called ambition sheets. Yes. So we've got the Crime Lord, we've got the Galactic Explorer here, we've got Galaxy's Most Feared. I'm gonna, let's get a closer look at some of these so you can get a better idea of them. And of course, one of the extra reasons for extra objective markers is so you can kind of help keep track. So we're gonna start with Galactic Explorer here. If you want to kind of do these, if you have these like marked off, I believe then you can then be eligible to kind of do this final goal, which is pretty cool. So like once you have 8 encounters on this sheet, of course you can then mark that off, right? So that's Galactic Explorer. We've got Crime Lord here. This one's maybe a little more involved, right? And it's got a special card for it, right? You want to try and do Kessel. Oh, I bet you it's doing the Kessel Run, or maybe a harder version of the Kessel Run. We've got the Galaxy's Most Feared right there. Gain the reward from the Bib Fortuna Bounty card. Oh, that sounds very familiar. We've got Hero of the Rebellion. That's cool. Wouldn't it be cool to be like Boba Fett, but you're playing with you're trying to be a hero of the rebellion. We've got a Living Legend right here. We've got the Pirate Monarch. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like how it's gender appropriate. I was thinking Pirate Queen, but like it totally works for any type of character that you want to be, whether you're Cad Bane, Han Solo, Infus Nest, whatever. Sorry, we skipped over Renowned Smuggler, and then we have Servant of the Emperor. Ooh, yeah. So again, you're going to need lots more of these, depending on which ones you go with out of these. And these are basically this is a new victory condition that you can use these in your game now, which is pretty cool. Take a look at the new ships. We've got the VCX. And of course, it's pretty loaded. 25,000 credit ships. So I guess we're starting with the most expensive ones first. And then if you encounter a level 3 or level 4 Imperial Patrol, you can gain a fame. Oh, you don't even have to beat it. You just have to have an encounter with it, which is kind of cool. Maybe you escape. Oh, I like that. That's cool. We'll flip it over, and we've got the Ghost on the other side. And of course, it can deliver any number of cargo with the destination that is within 2 spaces of you. Oh, you can. Oh, it can deliver as an action. So that's pretty cool. You've got. We've got the Airy. Whoops, wait, hold on. Oh, we're going to flip these this way. All right, so we've got an Edgehawk class swoop carrier. I believe this is Enfys Nest's ship. And this is a pretty, like, I don't think we actually saw this in the movie, but this is nice. I wonder if they had to talk to, I wonder how, like, I'd love to hear the story about how they came up with this design. I haven't seen this design of this ship ever before, so this would be a really cool story on how they got this artwork, and how that whole discussion went, and how much freedom did FFG have when coming up with this, or was this all like was it all a Lucasfilm thing? I think that's it's always cool to see new ship artwork. I love that. And so we've got the Swoop Raid on the other side of that. We've got a YT 2400, and of course the Outrider on the other side. It's funny they didn't go with they decided not to make this they decided to make it the Outrider and not the Iron Squadron. Although the Iron Squadron doesn't sound like the name of a ship, it sounds like the name of the crew. So I don't know what the name of if the ship that Iron Squadron used had its own like name or whatever. But but no Dash Rendar, but we do have the Outrider, which is, you really, like, of all the ships I want to see really recanonized, that's the Outrider. Oh boy. All right. We've got an Ozatuk, anti-slaver gunship, Wookiee gunship. X-Wing players are very familiar with this, and this is going to be the Scourge. I think this is Chrysanthem's ship. That's what I believe this one is in here for. We've got our Jumpmaster 5000, and we're going to flip this over to be the Punishing One. And we've got our Rogue class, Porax 38 Starfighter. And for you following X-Wing, you'll know that that's the Xanadu Blood, and those are the new ships. We'll take a look at the new character cards, and we got a lot of new cards here. I'll talk briefly about some of those. So before I show you the new character cards, we also have updated player reference cards that also talk about favors as well. So this is just the opposite side of that. So this is nice to have the updated player reference cards. We also have all of our new characters. So we'll start off with Maz Kanata. I'll flip her over. Here's her other side. We've got Hondo Anaka. I'll flip him over. And there's his other side again. So you can pause these if you want to look at them any more clearly. We've got Hera Syndulla. I'll flip her over, and there's her other side. We've got Enfys Nest. Very cool. I want Enfys Nest to show up in Legion soon. That would be really exciting. What a cool model she would be. I can't wait to see. I hope she eventually shows up. That'd be super awesome. Dengar. Actually, everybody in here would be great for Legion, although a lot of them already are in Legion. There's Dengar flipped over. We've got Chewbacca. I've come for the bounty on this Wookiee. We've got Cad Bane. Flipping Cad Bane over. And we've got a Black Chrysanthemum. And we're gonna flip Santo over. Right? He's got Santa in his name. You can't. I want to see like Chrysanthemum Claus, right? Like with somebody doing artwork of Chrysanthemum with like a Santa Claus hat on for Life Day or something like that, because he's got Santa in his name. It should totally work. We also have these core worlds and across the core cards. So this is kind of if we're trying to go across the core, like this is some of the stuff that we might see if we are trying to traverse, right? And so I'll show you just a couple of these. So you can look at it. You can spend 2,000 to move. Move directly to the core world. Then if you have any illegal cargo, discard all of your illegal cargo or lose Imperial reputation. Right? Like this is like the difficulties of trying to go from the outer rim like through the core worlds, right? And so this is some of those cards, right? This is kind of how they're looking. It's not always a sure thing. It's not always where you can just fly through undetected and nothing's going to happen to you. Now, we have also a ton more numbered cards for a lot of our encounters and of course, our These cards as well are going to have reference new cards. Of course, all the new character cardboard that we're going to see, that we saw in there already too, are all going to reference these. But we've got a lot of these. But also, we have lots of other cards. Let's see. We've got new. Whoa! We got new merchandise cards. We got all new ships merch. Like here, we'll look at some of these. Look, you can encounter all of these folks, right? And these are all the new colors, so you can find them in different places. We've got Blacks and Moles, information, Rebel Traders. Oh, Rebel Trader. We've got bow rifle. That Ancient Callus wants to steal that thing from Zeb. And there we go. We've got. Look, there is Dash Rendar. There he is. I love it. I love to see Dash Rendar show up. Awesome. Even though he's not a playable character, at least he's there. I love that, man. I really hope Dash Rendar shows up soon. All right, and so yeah, so these are just all the different cards that we have got, and of course all the different ship cards to buy the ships that we already saw. But we also have new AI cards, and these are pretty cool too. So you may remember the AI deck. Now this is you can, if you want the AI to run as a specific person, you can just add their card into the AI deck, and then you get to do all of this, and then you can shuffle this AI card back into the AI deck, which is pretty cool. So you're more likely to get the Chewbacca specific stuff. We've got Dr. Aphra specific stuff, Enfys Nest specific stuff, Han Solo, Hera, Hondo, Jyn Erso, Lando Calrissian, and Maz Kanata. So this is characters from the base game and the Unfinished Business expansion. But one thing you'll notice is this isn't like the bounty hunters, right? This is more or less your smugglers and scoundrels. So if you wanted to run bounty hunters, you have a whole separate bounty hunter AI deck here. And it has the basic AI player return cards, but it also has specific bounty hunter cards. Again, you're only going to use, I believe you're only going to use the one for whoever is running the bounty hunter AI. So you can actually run like a 3-player game by yourself. You can run like a smuggler AI and a bounty hunter AI, right? Which is really cool. Or if you're running 2 players, you can run a 4-player game, right? If you want to, you don't have to run them both together. You can pick and choose, but it'd be, so you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regular generic AI cards, and then you're gonna shuffle in either Chrysanthemum, Boba, Bosk, Cad Bane, Dengar, IG-88, or Ketsu Onyo. But not all of them, you just pick the one for whoever is the AI bounty hunter player. Very cool for people who like to solo or like to increase the player count without having extra humans. You can actually do 2 separate AIs going at the same time. Very, very cool. I think that's one of the coolest things about this game so far. All right, so that's Unfinished Business. Lots of cards, but definitely the cards is the number one biggest new thing that we've got. Lots of new cards. That means you're gonna have more, and they're also more like just encounters for each planet location and all that other stuff too. So new Nav Point encounters, new Mon Calamari encounters, new Takodana expansions, new Naboo encounters. All of those planets, you're gonna have more and more. So like I feel like this doesn't change too much of the basic game, and I think that's a really good good praise for an expansion that is literally just expanding the game to have more of what a lot of people already want. And it expands it a little bit more because it adds a few new things. You know, the extra AI decks, the enhanced and expanded AI decks are nice. And of course, your alternate win conditions here, where you're not just playing to fame, is cool. And then of course, the doing favors aspect is also really cool. So I mean, like it expands a little bit, but it's really just adding more depth to Outer Rim that's already there. People who love Outer Rim are going to absolutely love this expansion. If you didn't love Outer Rim, this might be enough to make you want to take another look at it. If you remember my initial Outer Rim review, I was a little bit underwhelmed. You know, I wouldn't say that it was a bad review, but it was, it was one of the least positive reviews that I've given, because Outer Rim was while it was a good game, there were a couple of things that I just didn't like about it. And I think this does work, and it addresses some of those things that I didn't like about it. It doesn't fix everything. I certainly would have hoped for more new patrols to show up in the game, and a wider, you know, and maybe it's the Armada player in me that wanted more, you know, more Star Destroyer combat, and maybe you can get out yourself a Mon Calamari cruiser instead of a starfighter and stuff, and you know, maybe that, you know, and maybe this just isn't that, you know, because of reasons like that, that maybe this just isn't my perfect game, but it's still a very fun game, and the fact that it is. You know, it works very, very well with like 3 or 4 players, and it's not just a 1 versus 1 game. It can actually work, you know, as a true free-for-all with you know, 1, 2, 3, or even 4 players. Is also really a good feather in its cap and gives it its own unique place in the gaming world, while also being a Star Wars game that has that beautiful galaxy and that beautiful artwork and the things that really kind of take us in. So really looking forward to getting Unfinished Business to the tabletop and getting some gameplay with this in. I will be back with more thoughts on Outer Rim Unfinished Business after getting it played, and I will talk to you guys later. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and may the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. So say we all. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes!